Monique Fauché loves teaching people how to swim. She offers private lessons at her home and teaches for free in the city to those who can't afford it. This is her inspiration.
Half of the bodies they found were from drowning because a lot of people did not know how to swim.
When Katrina flooded the city, Fauché, her sister, and parents lost everything.
As much as it took everything away, it gave me a whole new start.
And a new purpose.
The parents don't want their kids to drown, or they're just so afraid because so many people have drowned around them that they instill that fear. You're doing it! I think it's important for everybody here to swim. I mean, Fishbowl.
No matter where you go, you're going to find water, whether it's the river right here, the massive Lake Pontchartrain to our north, the open waters of the Gulf to our south. We are surrounded by water.
When Katrina hit, Fauché says New Orleans was operating with a partial levee system at best. Improvements were on the books, but many left unfinished, awaiting federal funding. For the past 9 years, the Army Corps of Engineers has worked full-time fortifying the city. Levees and flood walls have been reinforced or added to the city's 133-mile perimeter, along with the 350-mile network of interior flood walls and levees. Here's one of the remaining projects. It's one of 3 new storm surge barriers, complete with its own power source and super pumps designed to pull water out of the city into Lake Pontchartrain during a storm.
It'll fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool in about 4 seconds.
The work is 99% complete and expected to be finished by the end of 2016. So the big question after all this work and $14.5 billion tax dollars, is New Orleans storm ready?
The system would be challenged at a Katrina-type storm, but it would perform as designed. There may be some interior flooding. Again, it's a kind of speculation as to what might happen inside the system.
For tourists, the city is as good as new, maybe even better. The famous French Quarter is vibrant and once again a top travel destination. The New Orleans Saints Superdome, a shelter for refugees after the storm, restored as a crown jewel to the city's skyline. There are more hotel rooms and nearly 2 times the number of restaurants than before the storm. But look closer past the tourist hubs and scars are still very visible. Here in the lower 9th Ward, a community center tells the story. A makeshift map showing where residents retreated and an accounting of the many who never came back. Stephen Robinson estimates at least 50 people from his neighborhood stayed away, their decayed houses all boarded up.
When we decided to come back here, it was devastating for my wife and for me. We had just got through renovating our home, spent right at $100,000 renovation, and 4 months later, here come Katrina, wiped us out.
The overgrown lots, some barely mowed in nearly a decade, could soon be occupied again. State lawmakers passed a plan to let local residents buy abandoned lots for $100. It's now before Louisiana voters. Meanwhile, volunteers from across the globe still come to help people rebuild.
With some of the volunteers.
They're working on Robinson's father's house. Construction was delayed after he fell victim to contract fraud.
Things could have been done a lot differently.
Roads still need to be repaired. Restaurants and stores that once dotted the community, he says, never came back. Before the storm, 25 churches served the community. Now many are lifeless, left to the elements, abandoned by their congregations. Governor Bobby Jindal inherited Katrina's mess.
How confident are you, nearly a decade since Katrina hit New Orleans, that the city is prepared to weather the next storm?
The hurricane flood walls, the levees, the protection is better than it's been ever before. You can never build a wall that's going to keep out the water and the hurricanes forever.
Once the levees and flood walls are complete, the Army Corps of Engineers will focus on coastal restoration, another expensive project to prevent flooding.
Our people are resilient and they keep bouncing back after storm after storm.
People who returned consider each other family.
I love the city, I love everything about it, and I think the people here are so unique and great It's always nice to clean out your closet and start again.
There's no place like New Orleans for me. Now, other people, yeah. And I have a lot of friends say, why did I come back? And why, what do you see down there? There's nothing down there. Yes, it is. There's something down there. I'm down here. That makes the difference.
In Louisiana, some say hurricanes are the cost of living in paradise. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, New Orleans.